that. Okay. So what I want to go over today is like your income producing activities, but I also want to put like some twist on it. I know some of you guys are on the East Coast, so a lot of you have already put like your, if you have not, we'll go over that now, but put your like products in your stories, things like that. If you have it, what I'm going to do is give you a couple tips on that for Instagram, just to start out with real quick. So what I do is and I've talked about this before in my work with me, is I like to do it differently each day. Some days I'll do a handheld on my Instagram story and just do hands-free and show me making the shakes. And then some days I will go slow over like whatever I'm doing self-development wise and show my capsules. Some days I'll show just my shake and the different way I'm making my shake and the flavors. Because I do a lot of shake concoction flavors and do all different types of things and name them and just get creative with it. And people are like, oh, what's that Donkey Kong shake? Which you're probably gonna be like, what's a Donkey Kong shake? Which it's so good. It's chocolate, peanut butter, and bananas, and then our lifestyle mix and ice. It's literally amazing. And they're in our shake recipes underneath our customer group too. So I always show my 3 steps in my stories.
You play.
Good morning. First thing in the morning when I wake up. So what I do is, because I'm really, really intentional with my morning times, I don't check the chat before I do my self-development. I do my self-development first. That can look differently for all of you, so I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I always set the tone for my morning, whether that be journaling, Bible time, devotional time, podcast, YouTube, reading, I don't care. Fit something in for you. And if you have not done that this morning and you're on this, I don't want you to pour from an empty cup. So I would love for you to hop off and go do self-development if you have not. The other thing is with my morning routine, once I've done that, I go in and check my chats. If there's anything I need to catch up on message wise, that's when I do those type of things after I poured into myself. And while I'm doing self-development, because I like to be intentional with that, and I usually take my capsules obviously right when I wake up to get my day going, I'll just do a simple screen record and then I'll post it later. So I'm not hopping back in my social media land and getting distracted. I really make sure I'm intentional with not touching this right away in the morning. So let's talk about Instagram first and really get you guys going there, because I know there's been some updates to Instagram lately with like IGTV, and I've had a lot of questions in that thing, like that area, recording any type of live, things like that. And when you do a live, it doesn't like just go on your stories like it used to. So I'm going to give you guys some different options to help get creative, but also grow both platforms. That is the other thing that I see a lot of is we'll be growing a lot on Facebook, but then we don't do Instagram because maybe it's intimidating, or, you know, we don't keep up consistency with that. And so I really want to challenge you all, if you are not using both platforms, to really start using both platforms. So Instagram, Facebook, I do both every single day. And and what I do, and this is personally what I do, just to not make it overcomplicated for myself and then I'm not overthinking it, I'll use the same post caption that I use on Facebook or that I use on Instagram, whatever I'm posting for the day. I'll use the same caption, or if I'm posting twice for the day, for example, on Facebook, I'll use whatever I haven't posted on Facebook over to Instagram and then swap it, if that makes sense. So I can use the same picture, or I can use a different picture on Instagram, same caption, then I'm not overthinking it. How I choose my pictures is honestly how I just, whatever comes to my mind. I don't really overthink it. I do keep a cohesive look though to my Instagram. So if I just did like a selfie on my Instagram, then I'm going to do a far away photo or a content photo for my next one. The reason why I do that is to create a visual, like, cohesive appearance. Because if it's selfie, 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 there's nothing wrong with that. And I did that for, sorry, my phone is blowing up and I don't know how to turn the little dingers off. But yeah, I don't know how to work technology sometimes. But that really helps me just kind of keep a flow. And then I'm not like, and then I kind of have that preparation of what I know I want to post even for the next post, even on Facebook, because then I can just switch up and use the same photo, but a different caption. So it's really easy just to kind of get into that seamlessness for you guys. An app, and I'm going to do these things with you because we're going to start doing some IPAs, but the app I use to kind of get an idea as well of what my Instagram will look like if I post this picture, it's called Preview. And what that does is it allows me, let me turn this down. It allows me to see what my feed looks like, and then if I added another picture to it, what it would look like. So if you guys want to get a little bit more technically in that, you can kind of use that app and just have a better idea of like, oh, if I post this picture, will it match kind of what I'm wanting to post next to? I know that's like a little complicated, but it really helps get a visual appearance on if you really like that picture right next to the one that you already have on your Instagram. So what I'm going to do, I always start out with Instagram in the morning. The reason why is because I'm on Facebook a lot because of our team pages, our chats, all those things. I really like to be intentional with my Instagram. So what I do in the morning, since we don't have birthdays on Instagram, and that's like not a thing to kind of search, I always go to my following at the top of my profile, and I click my following. It's going to have this little section up here underneath your friends. It's right above, and it's called least interacted with. You guys hear me talk about this a lot if you've been on one of my work with me's, because what I like to do in this is I go to my least interacted. I scroll all the way down to my least interacted, and I work my way up. And so for me, and I worked like crazy hours when I first started this industry. So if you're working, this is a really good tool and tip to help you kind of kill all 3 income producing activities kind of at the same time. So what I do is I'll go to this bottom like profile, and if it's someone that aligns with the vibe, the brand, the people I can really connect with, I keep them on my page, and then I click unfollow. I follow back if they're following me, and then I start engaging with that profile. So I'll go in and comment more than 4 words on that person's profile page for a couple pictures and stuff like that to start getting my face back out there with them. And then they see that I'm following them now. Maybe we got lost in the herd or something like that, because a lot of times Instagram does that algorithm thing and it limits who's seeing your stuff if you're not engaging with them consistently. So the reason I unfollow and then follow back is now they're seeing my name. They see that I'm following them, and then they're going to see like me comment on their post. And a lot of times that causes them, if they aren't following me, to follow me back. Do you follow everyone? I don't follow a lot of Thrivers. If I do follow Thrivers, I mute you. That's honestly what I do. So with my stories, and I'll show you guys how to do this before we start engaging. When you go to stories, I'll use this person for an example. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold over their button, like their little story button at the top. You're gonna push it down. If it's a Thriver, you're gonna hold it down. If you wanna keep them on there, you can, that's not a problem. But I mute Thrivers, and then I just go engage with you guys when you ask for post engagement or something of that nature. So I just mute stories. So then in my stories, I'm seeing potentials, not just thrive, or leader, because a lot of us obviously look at leadership profiles, things like that, and we look at that kind of stuff to get inspired or ideas even. I've been there. So my thing is, by limiting having all that on your feed, it cleans it up so that you're just really focused on potentials. So what I'm going to have you guys do for the next few minutes, I would say the next 2 minutes, we're going to start with our least engaged with, and I want you to go do this on like the next whatever amount of counts you can get in the next 2 minutes, because what I want you to do is see if they align with you. For example, like, are they negative all the time, or are they posting like things that don't really align with your, like, where you want your heart to be or your brand or whatever? And I want you to unfollow then and just move on. If they do, I want you to refollow and then comment on their post, like 2 posts more than 4 words. The reason why I say more than 4 words is because, and this is something if you're new or don't know, Facebook and Instagram, they want to see conversations. They love seeing conversations in the comments. That's what boosts people's profiles, their engagement, their visibility is showing, hey, I'm a human, I'm having conversations, I'm connecting with my audience. So the reason I say more than 4 words is not to just like put some fluff out there. It's literally genuine, like I'm commenting on their post and I mean it. And so I'm not just saying I love this or emojis, because that's not engaging. So if you're doing just emojis or you're putting, I love this, I'm glad you do, but I want to challenge you to actually be from your heart on that and comment more than 4 words. So for the next 2 minutes, let's do that. If you don't see, I would just still do it. So if you get nervous about deleting people who are following you, you're going to refollow them. If they're following you regardless, and you want them to stay on your profile, just follow back. So just unfollow and then refollow. If they're not following you, I'm not going to continue to follow people that aren't following me. Do you get what I mean? So I don't keep anyone on my profile that's not following me. That's not like Lavelle related. I unfollow those type of people unless they are aligning with my brand or my network that I'm trying to build too. Okay, so for the next 2 minutes, we're going to do that. Can you guys hear my dog snoring? Because I'll mute it if you can. Okay, I'm like, sorry. So like how I was saying, like for example, there's a couple girls that are underneath my least interacted that I'm following but's not following me back. What I will do, because I like their profile, I like how they like put out content, I like how they're talking, they're really positive. For me, this is another thing because it's a little gray area, because I guess I'm saying unfollow if they're not following, but if you like their profile and they align with your kind of brand or what you would want on your network, for an example, I'm still going to click follow. And then I will for me, what I'll do is I will follow up with that account tomorrow. And if they're not following within a couple days, then I'll unfollow, because then it allows me to still connect with an audience that I'm trying to grow, if that makes sense. Okay. So now that we've done that, and I haven't gone through all of my least interacted. So what I'll do personally throughout the day is I'll go back into that section and go and engage and do the same thing I talked about, just to clean out that least interacted section. And then it'll be new people tomorrow. But then I engaged on this new fresh set of people that I haven't engaged with in quite some time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to stories. And a lot of us like are always like, okay, how do you start conversations, or how do you get because we don't do the cold messaging thing over here. So the beautiful thing about it is when you're replacing understanding that we're human, and if there's something that is on someone's stories that pulls you to be like, oh my God, I want to know where that's at, or oh my goodness, that's such a cute photo, or whatever, like you connect with, that's when I go in and engage on their stories and get in their inbox in a way that I'm not trying to cold message or anything like that. And I'm not trying to make a sale or anything like that. But what I am doing is I'm being a human, and I'm having a human engagement. Just like if I saw someone out shopping and I liked whatever they were wearing, and I'm like, where did you get it? I mean, because that's how I would interact in real life. So I do the same thing how I would interact on a normal conversation, but through my social media. So what I do is I scroll all the way back to my stories, my end of my stories. One second. Okay, so once I go back here, you're going to see like different stories. So what I'll do is I'll start going through their stories. If there's something that I can connect with or comment on, I go through and I'll start like engaging on that story. If there's not, I still watch it and then move on to the next person, because it still will show that in their feed too. So I do that from the back to the front, because the back people on your stories are people that you have not engaged with recently. And then it will show the ones that you have engaged with. Like the whited out circles are people that you've watched, obviously. So for the next like 2 minutes, let's engage with some stories. And I want you to not start two conversations, but I want you to engage by commenting on someone's story. Like out of two, do that. I want to challenge you, if it's uncomfortable for you to like message someone like that or engage with someone's story like that, I want to challenge you to do that, because that, without hidden motives, without like or anything like that, there's so many times I'll have people be like, I'm so glad you messaged me. I've been watching you for so long. Keep doing what you do. I love connecting with you. I love your feed or whatever. And that's just a genuine connection that I can build on. So I do that. Let's see. And if you guys have questions or anything like that, you can always ask. I'm like obsessed with animals. If you don't know this about me, I have 4 dogs. So it's like I'm obsessed with dogs. So any stories that I have that have dogs in them, I'm automatically, oh my God, what type of dog is that? It is the cutest thing ever, because I truly like, I would have like a dog farm if I could. My husband's not for it, but I'm like, I told my husband, like, one of the things I want to invest in after we have some goals checked off is I want to open up a dog rescue. And I don't want to like work there. I'll run it and I'll just go play with the puppies and I'll have other people run it. But I literally want to start a dog rescue. So, fun fact. I also would like to challenge you to show this in your stories if you have not already. Just a friendly reminder. People truly, truly love to see community and connections. And I have so many people that will always explain after they've started. That was a huge part of why they started, was they constantly saw us like leading together, doing trainings together, having opportunities to grow with each other. And that truly helps so much. Okay. So since we're putting this up in our stories and we've done some engagements, I want to talk to you guys about Instagram stories really quick, because I feel like this is such an area. One, there's no right or wrong. So I want you to understand that. Like, you can post like 5 times for the day, or you can post 20 times for the day. Like, there's no right or wrong. I go back and forth on that. Like, I am one of those people that love stories. So I'm in my stories a lot, and showing through the day. And then there's some days that I'm not, and I don't overthink it. I just do whatever's on my heart and follow that tug. But the one thing is, I really love like Instagram filters. And the reason why is, and I switch them up every couple weeks or every month or every time I feel like it. But I have a lot of girls that were asking me, how do you find Instagram story filters? So I want to talk about that really quick, because if you're not using them, I'm going to challenge you to start and find something that mixes with your vibe. So there's 2 ways you can find some. If you go to my Instagram, for example, I'll use this one, the one that has like rainbows. So at the top left, right here, there's gonna be a name. If you go to my Instagram and go in my story, it's gonna be called Brownish, for example. If you click, sorry, I'm in a Telegram group and it keeps going off. So if you click that little wording, that name of the story, it'll ask you to try it. It'll ask you to save it. Or it will ask you, it should allow you to accept them regardless of the age of the phone. It's just making sure you're updated on your app. That's all. So with that being said, when you can do it that way and find a story or find a like filter that you like, or you can go to your stories. And so if you scroll all the way to the side, all the way, sorry, my phone's blowing up, I apologize. You're gonna click browse effects. Click browse effects. There's gonna be all different kinds that will pop up that you can use. So if that helps, you can find someone that you like let's say there's a filter out there that you like, use it that way. Try it today and see how your engagement changes on your stuff. Like, see if you have something that people are like, oh, I really like that. I have a lot of times where people are like, I really like your filter. What are you using? Or, things like that. And it just starts a conversation for me to connect with my audience on. So that's another thing. And I'm going to talk about this just while I have you guys on. And so this is the reason also, sorry, I'm so ADD sometimes, just FYI, if you clearly can't tell. So remember how I was saying I will unfollow or follow people that connect with my thing through the least interacted section. I kind of do all 3, engaging, unfollowing, following. I do all those 3 through that like least interacted section. So this girl, I liked her profile. It aligned kind of with the type of person I would want on my tribe. So she wasn't following me, but I followed her anyways. Like, I clicked follow again on her thing anyways, and I engaged on her stuff. Now she followed me and it has engaged on 5 of my things. The reason I do this is sometimes they don't see our profile any longer, or they never followed us when I first followed her however long ago. Because I mean, for me, I get notifications on my Instagram a lot. So sometimes they get like pushed down when people follow me, or I just forget to follow when they follow. So I do that same thing. Like she just said, now she's following me. It's growing my audience. It's growing my network, and it's helping me connect with someone that aligns with what I would want on my team. So that's why I do that, because it really helps grow that audience part, but then it also really helps clean out anyone that is not wanting to be on your, like anyone that doesn't align with being on your audience, because obviously they're the least interacted for a reason. So unfollow. If they're at least interacted just because they got lost in your like group of network, that's okay, but now you're pushing them back to the top. So that's why I do that. So I'm going to talk about lives really quick on Instagram. I'm spending a little extra time in Instagram. The reason why is because I see so much growth opportunities in this area that will really help you guys have multiple network layers to be able to grow your business. And I'm just going to talk from my experience. I never grew my Instagram up until 6 months or a year into this business. Even in my previous company, I was like, I don't like Instagram. I never get anyone from Instagram, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Okay, so, or I didn't understand it or try to understand it. And so I would avoid it, which I know we all do at some point in time, and it's okay. So that's why I want to bring a little awareness to this area, because it helps so much. So for me, I have a preset. If you don't have a preset, I highly suggest looking into one for Instagram. It is not hard. It's not scary. It's like $1 or $2 on Etsy. If you go search mobile Lightroom presets on Etsy, and you'll find some. M has some. I know a lot. Jill has some. There's all these, like, we have a lot of people on our team that have some. I used to sell them. I don't. But like, presets are really good at creating a cohesive look to your Instagram. So if you're going to put a post up today and you have not already, maybe spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes getting a preset that aligns with your vibe. I like more moody colors, meaning I like darker colors, grays, tans, neutrals. I'm not like that bright, airy color person. If you are, find one that works for you like that. And if you're like, oh, wait, what does this mean? Yes, you can also do a preset app. I use Lightroom because it like keeps everything just easy and simple and all in one spot for me. So when you go to my Instagram, it has the same orangey, gray, little bit darker colors. If you go and look, everything is cohesive. Okay. And I want to give you guys some like hope on this. I know sometimes we're like, oh, my Instagram, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to like put this stuff out there. I don't know how to do the presets. I don't know how to grow my following. I started my Instagram with literally like less than 700 followers. Okay. And through pushing myself in this area and like spending time on YouTube is my best friend to learn things. If I don't know how to figure something out, I search YouTube, how to do mobile light presets. And guess what? There's thousands of videos that will walk you through. How to make your Instagram cohesive. There's tons of videos on this. So if this is and even like in our team page, we have trainings on this stuff. But try to post today one picture with a preset that works with you if you have not posted already today. If you're posting twice for the day, I only post at the most 3 times a day on my Facebook. The most. On my Facebook or on my Instagram, I post 1 to 2 times a day. And it's morning and night. So I'm getting 2 different audiences. With IGTV, because I know that a lot of us are learning to go live and really like kind of pushing ourselves in lives. And if it's not on your heart to go live, don't force it. But if it is on your heart to go live, do it. Push that button. I see some of you smiling and I'm like, you guys have been wanting to go live and you're avoiding it. So I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone. So I'm a hot mess, clearly. So when you go, there's 2 ways to use your lives. When you do a live on Instagram, it's going to allow you to go live. And then once you're done, it's going to give you 3 options now. It's going to say delete. It's going to say share to IGTV, or it's going to push save. I personally would click save first, okay? Before clicking IGTV. And let me explain why, okay? When I know these aren't like super IPAs, but I know we do them so often. I'm just trying to give you guys different tips on how to do IPAs to help maximize your like potential and growth on this area. And then I'll head over to Facebook in a second. Do you see an algorithm change in how much or how little to post into IG stories? Personally, yes. I have over like 300 to 400 views on my stories, regardless if I'm posting 6,000 times in my stories or if I'm posting little as like 5 times in my stories. And I think that's because my audience knows that I'm in my stories and they like expect that. So they watch my stories, things like that. I really don't even care about how many people watch my stories. I don't really even look at that. I just do whatever my heart's telling me to do. Like, I don't overthink it. I don't overcomplicate it. I don't care if it's going to offend someone. Like, I'm starting to talk about things that matter to me more, like all different kinds of things. If you see my stories, you know that I've been talking about all different kinds of things in my stories because it matters to me. And so I'm going to share that. So with your IGTVs, once you've saved your live, for example, the reason I say do that, you're going to go to the little magnifying glass at the bottom. And when you do that, it takes you to your explore page. At your explore page, there's IGTV button at the top right there. Okay. That is how, and if you guys need me to walk you through that again, just let me know. So you click the magnifying glass at the bottom. It takes you to your explore page. When you go to your explore page, look up on the left-hand side and click IGTV, okay? So the reason why I do this will take you to IGTVs. You're gonna push the plus sign right here. Now, these are all videos that I've done, okay? That show in my camera roll. IGTV, you cannot upload a video that's above 15 minutes. So if you had a live that you've done on Facebook or you've done on Instagram that's longer than 15 minutes, you can clip it. You can go on your camera roll, and that's why I say save it, because you can go on your camera roll and you can clip it down to 15 minutes. So even if you lost 10 minutes of live time, they're still getting a concept of what you're talking about in that live, even if it's 15 minutes. And you can do a 2-part post. You could do the first 15 minutes for one like post, and then the second like 10 minutes for another post even. And the reason why I say that is I've done that. So I'm going to show, okay, so this is a live that I did on Facebook 2 days ago. I saved it. It's only 11 minutes. It's on my I did it for my Facebook, and every time I do a live on my Facebook, I also save it to my camera roll. Okay? Because then I can use it over on Instagram like I'm about to do. So I'm going to use this as a post today. So this was a live that I did, but instead of posting it where it's just a video, so like that's what shows on my Instagram, because I'm all about the cohesiveness of things and making it look presentable. So if this is like a lot, just let me know and I'll break it down a little bit further. But this is my live. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click next. So down here it says it will show this like little like highlight thing right here. This is your cover photo for your IGTV. So if I posted this just like this on my IG, this is the cover photo that will show. I'm not a fan. I don't need a big like screenshot of my face on my feed. I want my feed to look presentable, okay? So what I'll do is I'll go add from camera roll. There's a little button at the bottom. Clicks add from camera roll. I go to my Lightroom because like I said, I use Lightroom for everything. And so these are all my edited, presetted photos that are in my Lightroom, okay? This is gonna become my, and I'll just use this one. This one with my Bible and my shake and my capsules that I took the other morning that has a filter. This will become my cover photo for my posts with my live attached to it through IGTV. And I'm going to post it right now so you guys can go look at my Instagram if you need to have like a personal visual of this, because it really helps you like keep things cohesive. And you can even edit your profile cover to like make it fit better, things like that, so that it scales. Sorry, my like phone's super bright. I need to learn how to do it without, but you can move it up or down. See how I'm like kind of doing that? You can move it up or down to fit and scale it to make it fit too. So that's going to be a post for today. And then I'm going to do a little caption on that. And then I posted a live. And then that actually causes a lot of engagement when you do IGTVs. So if you feel like your engagement's been kind of low on your stuff, going live really helps boost your engagement on Facebook and Instagram. And if you did an IGTV, it really, really helps as well. So I'm here to help you guys. If you need help behind the scenes, just message me. I will walk you through anything you need help with. So now that we're done with that, I'm just going to post this. I'm just going to save it 1 second. So do you guys use hashtags? A lot of you guys use hashtags, things like that. Can I help you, give you a tip on hashtags? Yay. Okay. I have this really handy dandy app. I have an app for everything. So it's called Hashtag Expert. I don't remember anything like that. But it's been my go-to for a very long time. And the reason why, it looks like, these are all my apps for my business, but it looks like this little hashtag right here. It's like red or pink, or I don't know, I'm colorblind. But I click it. It's super simple. I always go to trending down here. There's a little button, you click trending, and then it has trending, top, or new. Okay, and then there's going to be all these different hashtag groups in here. And it has a rating next to it that says A, B, C, D, F. And what that means is the most engagement they get from that hashtag. So if it's like a F hashtag group, I don't use it. But I also use ones that are aligned with me. So for example, I click top, and once you guys see it, you'll be able to kind of see more what I mean on it. So this one, for example, because I'm doing an IGTV post about being your best power source, being in a good mindset, since that's what that live is about, I'm going to post something that's positive. So this one is called Positive Life, and it has a rating. I'm just going to click that and copy that. That's what I'm going to post with that IGTV. Does that make sense a little bit? Okay. So, and the reason I use hashtags that align with what I'm posting. So like if I'm working out for the day and I did like a fitness post or a before and after post or something of that nature, that allows me to do a hashtag group for health or fitness or working out or before and afters, because that's going to pull, sorry, my dogs are fighting. That's going to pull more of that specific genre to people that are looking at that stuff to your page. Does that make sense so much? Like more so much, so better. And yes, it's called Hashtag Expert. It's a little hashtag symbol with like a red or hot pink background. I know these are like not income producing. I mean, they are income producing activities at the end of the day because I'm helping you guys in these areas, but like this is just was on my heart and I didn't get to go live about it yesterday. And I really wanted to kind of dissect these things with you guys for Instagram, to really spend some time in this area to help you guys in anything that like you may be avoiding in this area. Cause I know a lot of my girls, they'll post like every day on Facebook, but then if I go over to their Instagram, I haven't seen them post in like a week. So that's the other thing. It's really making sure you're using both platforms. It's really making sure that you're staying consistent in all areas. So if you're saying, hey, I'm doing all my income producing activities, but only using one platform, really you're not. And that's okay. We've all been there. We've all been there. But what I'm trying to help do is bring a little awareness to that area. Okay. Do you copy all trending hashtags under the trending or just the main ones? I don't really, it just really depends. So for me with that hashtag app, I'll go to trending or top and I look at the ratings. I look at like the ratings is what I mean by like A, B, C, D, E, F. And then I look as if it aligns with what I'm posting. If there's nothing underneath the trending, because sometimes the trending are kind of like weird hashtags, then I don't use trending. I'll just go to top and like see what's kind of in there. And then I'll even edit some of the hashtags. So for example, I always put Thrive Experience in one of my hashtags. Always. Because Thrive Experience is the hashtag that we use, like Lavelle uses for our 3 steps. So by putting Thrive Experience in my hashtags, it helps me be underneath that Thrive section. So if people went and looked for Thrive or Thrive Experience, they're going to see my post. Let's go over to Facebook for a little bit now that we've been playing in Instagram. We have like 10 minutes left or 15 minutes left. So I want to show you guys how I kind of do Facebook because I've been doing it a little different as well. Okay. So what I've been doing, instead of doing birthdays first thing in the morning, I've been switching it up and doing birthdays at the end of the night at like evening time. And the reason why is because I can go in and be like, how was your birthday? What did you do? I want to hear. I hope you had such an amazing day. Or I hope you had such like a day filled of love and blessings. What did you guys end up doing? It allows me to ask like an open-ended question, if that makes sense, to have people be able to like start a conversation. And I have so many girls were like, well, right now it's the COVID. I was only able to my husband made a really good dinner, da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, so my husband's birthday's tomorrow. Tell me what you made for dinner because I need all the tips. Do you see how I'm just like organically talking to someone? And I just started like a conversation just organically without the motive of being like, oh my God, I need to sell you, or I need to get a sale, or I need you to ask about Thrive. No, I don't care about that. But what I do is I start connecting with that person more. So once I've wished them happy birthday, I go in on their profile as well and I'll engage on like 1 to 2 posts. So then they're back in my timeline more too. Yeah, birthdays have been, I don't know why, because I always forget to do them in the morning, honestly. Like, I'm just being real with you. Like, there's my honest truth on that. I'll forget to do them in the morning sometimes. There's days I do, there's days that I don't. If I forget to do them in the morning, then I'll just do them at night. Or even, let's say I didn't do them at all the day before, being honest. I will say, happy belated birthday. How was your day? It's not about being perfect. It's just about doing it, honestly. What do you interact with? I voice message so many times unless I'm watching a movie. Cause like I have like specific time with my husband in the evening that we'll spend together, but I'll still be on my phone a little bit throughout like watching a movie or whatever, let's say for an example. And I'll text during that time. But voice messaging is literally like my bread and my butter. And the reason why is because you can hear that excitement. You can hear my tone of voice. You can hear my passion. I can stumble upon words and people think, no, I'm human. Like they just connect with me and I can be able, and then they're like, oh my God, I'm so glad you voice messaged me. That made me so much more comfortable. I hate when I just get like texts because it's like a robot sometimes. So if you are not using voice messages, that is going to be the challenge of the month for you. Voice messaging. It literally will change your business. I promise you. Give yourself 90 days of doing voice messages and having conversations. Your business will start booming. Okay, so let's see. I'm making sure I'm not missing any questions. Do you keep tabs up on your girls? Like you checked their posts and such. How do you go about getting back to them in their teen life? I can lead a horse to a water. I can't make them drink the water. I don't make my team work. If they're not, I will encourage, I will go in and be like, I hope you're having a beautiful day. I hope that you're doing good. If you need to talk or anything, I'm here. Like things like that. But I do not be like, hey, how come you're not doing your income producing activities? Or how come you're not showing up for trading? Or what's going on here? Why aren't you being like, no, I don't do that. I did 1,000 going to be honest. And if you've been a part of my business for over 2 years, you know that I had a micromanaging season. We all experience it as a leader. I think we kind of go through that, like, I want them to work so bad. I want them to have this vision. I want them to just change their lives. I want them to just have that clicking moment where everything just aligns for them. And I want that so bad for everyone. But I can't take it personal or attach that to myself if they're not working for their future. This is their business. My business doesn't make or break if they don't work. My business flourishes because of what I put into my business daily. So I would like for you to switch that part. Check in with your girls, love on them, give them encouraging words. Yes, do all those things. But what I always teach my girls to do is, how are you leading yourself? What are you doing every single day for your business? And that's what I really like check. Like when I get in that mode where I'm like, oh, I wish this girl would just show up consistently because she has so much potential in her. I get it. We've been there. I have to also be like, you know what? I don't know what she's going through behind the scenes. Maybe this isn't her season right now, whatever it could be. But I'm still going to love on her. And then I'm going to focus on what I'm doing. So that's my biggest tip there, because I get it. I've been there. It's something we want everyone to succeed. When I updated for me, it's no longer puts me on the top of someone's list. I never even noticed that part, I guess. Like if I wasn't on the top of someone's like thing, I don't know what that. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. I think that's just like an update. I don't think that's how it shows on their profile regardless. So I don't think it will, because like no matter what, those like say I go and look on someone's profile on like their following, it only shows me at the top because that's my profile. If that makes sense. That's not what they're seeing, if that makes sense. When you do birthday interactions, do you voice message them? Yes, I do. We went over that. Okay, so I have girls that start and then I never hear from them. I have girls that will start and work their business for a day. You can't attach that personally to you. All you can do, like I said, is love on them from afar. And love on them daily, or let them know that you're there, connect them to their why. But like I said, you can't make someone work if they're not ready to work. Do you find IG highlights important? Good question. I like this question. Yes and no. Times are changing, I feel like, and IG highlights aren't as used, but I use them, if that makes sense. I'm so weird. It's like a gray area. Like I don't overthink it. I don't overcomplicate, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. We're going with it. What I'm saying is, if you do have IG highlights, just see what you guys have to deal with me. Just make sure you're updating them still to clear out any old stuff. The reason why is, like, for me, I have the highlights and I'll have stuff from like when I first started this business in my highlight. That was like 2018. And I'm like, I post so different than how I used to post in 2018. Or I do stories so different than how I used to do in 2018. So I will update them, like with my podcast, things like that. And I don't get a lot of interaction back through my highlights. So if you don't have them, don't feel like you need to have them unless you're told to do that. I really just, honestly, my biggest motto is follow the inklings on your heart. If it's like something that you're like, oh, I really kind of want to put some IGTV highlights on and it's been in your head for a while, do it. If it's something that's never occurred to you to put on your Instagram, don't worry about it. Okay, so back to Facebook. What I want us to do is I want us to go to groups. Do you know how? And if you don't know how to go to groups, I'll show you. You're going to go to the bottom of your Facebook. You're going to click those 3 lines that are in the bottom right corner. And there should be a section that, I'm a hot mess. Okay, that has like groups, memories, most recent, saved. Mine is set up like that. I don't know if your guys' is like that. I think everyone's should be. I don't know if it changes by what you use the most. Honestly, I'm not sure. But I'm going to talk about two things about this. My saved section on my phone is going to be your new best friend. I'm going to tell you why. And if you know my work with me, you probably already have heard this before. I have saved sections by section. So I have trainings. So if I need to send like my team a training about something specific, I have it in here. I have opportunity events right here. So every Thursday night, I save opportunity events in here because I tag my potentials in them. I don't do all the work. My opportunity story or my opportunity videos that our team does that have like the bullet points in the business and stuff like that, they have so much knowledge and so much testimonies in them and so much raw and realness that I feel, and this is what I do, that by me tagging a potential in an opportunity video, and I got this from the book GoPro. If you haven't read it, it's by Eric Worre, but he talks about doing this, and the reason why, he'll send them a video and then he'll say, tell me what stands out the most to you about that. The reason I do that is because it allows me to see what matters to them besides the goals that they're working on. So for example, maybe they're like, oh my God, I love that you get free product credit every single month to run a business and you don't have to spend money to make money. That is so like not heard of in this industry. And then I can build upon that and have a conversation with that. So it allows me to kind of see their work ethic and see how serious they are. Because the fact that they're spending 15 to 20 minutes out of their day to watch something that could potentially change their future allows me to be able to see how committed they are to really changing their future by watching that and then telling me what stands out. If they're like, I don't have time to watch that, I said, okay, when you do, let me know I'm here. My time is valuable. I don't just allow anyone and everyone on my team. I want to work with people that are committed to them. So by doing that, it allows people to see if they're really committed to them. And if they don't have time, they're not going to have time to work this business. That's going to be their excuse. And there's no such thing as not having time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. So that's why I do it like that. So my saved folders, I will even have a potential section in here, right here. And what I do is like people's posts that I have been engaging with or talking about the business with, I'll save one of their posts so that I can go back through and engage with my audience that I've been connecting with on this too. I do two ways of organizing potentials. I do them in my notebook. This is my business notebook that has all my potentials or like business goals or team goals, things like that. I have a business and then I have a personal notebook. I do both. Em has a really good video on organizing your potentials in our team page if you have not watched it. So with groups, I know I'm all over the place, but I think you guys are getting this. So with groups, I love asking what your favorite and least favorite. Ooh, I like that too. That's good. Okay, so with groups, the reason I'm saying to go to groups is instead of doing birthdays, and instead of just engaging on your timeline, groups allow you to connect with your layers of you. So like I've explained before with my team, things like that, I'm a part of, well, I just got married in March if you're new. So I was a part of like wedding groups, like different like Arizona wedding groups that like would give tips and tricks and all the things on wedding advice. I was a part of a mom's group, which I don't really do mom's groups too much, to be honest. That's just me. If you are a part of a mom group, you probably understand why I don't do mom groups a lot. So me personally, I will only, if I'm in a mom group, I will only start a conversation in a mom group. And I usually do that by sending something positive because they need it in there. So I will send like something like an I am affirmation thing that I posted in there. Or I'll send a cool quote that I found and I'll put it in there, and a lot of people will start engaging on that. Like I start the conversation. I don't engage in a lot of conversations on mom groups I'm a part of an anxiety group. I'm a part of an IVF group. I'm a part of a couple masterminds that I pay for, because I pay for Amanda Francis's, the one that Em talked about last week about the money courses and the money blocks and stuff like that. I actually pay for one of her courses and have been since beginning of May, and it's phenomenal. So I engage a lot in that group I'm a part of. But groups allow you to truly go in and build genuine friendships and connections besides just what's on your timeline. So when you go to groups, like we have the hustle and stuff like that, obviously, that we're a part of, so that will show. But when you go to your groups, you can go through and see people's posts, things like this, so you can just start engaging and being able to interact and comment. Groups help you bring a different type of audience in that you may not have on your friends list already, if that makes sense. It puts your face out there more. It puts your conversations out there. So let's see. Okay. I'm going to let you guys get going in like 2 seconds. The other thing is really, really quick. If you have your Instagram stories and you don't upload to Facebook stories as well, I want you to challenge yourself to do that. So I don't have a lot of people that do Facebook stories on my timeline. Like I have a certain amount and I'll go through those people, like all these right here, and I'll engage with these just like I would on Facebook or on Instagram. I still do the same thing that I do over on Instagram over here. So I'll engage with all these stories right here. But I also add to my stories because not everyone does it on Facebook. And so by doing that, it's going to show my name a lot more in more places where people will want to keep going to my profile, see what I'm putting out. The thing is, branding brings people to you. Content keeps them coming back. So how you find content is by your fives. You can have more than 5 things. Like I have way more than 5 things. So I can constantly pull things from different things. And I break down like business even into 5s. Like for example, auto bonus. We have like these amazing parts of our compensation plan. And let's say I don't really know what to post today. I know what I like about our compensation plan. One, that's the auto bonus. So I want to talk about this really quick and I'll let you guys go after this. We had such an epic announcement last night about the $600,000 car giveaway. So I want to talk about this because this is so amazing that they're doing this. For the next 90 days, they're going to be picking people based off of you just helping and serving people like you should be doing already. For one, just for you doing what you should be doing already, you can earn a premium paid for vehicle, completely paid for. So I'm going to set the tone for you really quick because I had this happen last night with a couple people. If you can't drive, if you have a car, if you have, sorry, it's really loud. Yeah, I'm so sorry. If you, whatever circumstance you may like, be like, well, I probably won't need this, or I won't earn this. If that's your mindset, the first thing that you did when you heard that, there's the opportunity. I want you to really focus on why you're counting yourself out already. Okay. 2, do you not understand the power of a paid for vehicle? You can flip it and invest. Like I could literally like sell that if I wanted to and deposit $100,000 in my bank account from a premium Range Rover being sold. I'm sure like that's what I'm saying. Like, I know sometimes we're like, oh, bonus or this or that or whatever, but the power of 2 perspectives is so important, you guys. There is 2 solutions for every problem. So it's truly comes down to running right now and committing and deciding. And Em's going to go over more of this tonight. So I don't want to like go super into detail about that. But the reason I'm talking about this is you guys can share about this in your stories. You can share about this in your post. If you need referencing on like what to post or what to word it like. If you go to my IGTV, why do I keep seeing IGTV? I am so freaking sorry. My IG, if you go to my IG and go to my stories, I did a post this morning on this. I got my face out there. I showed it in my stories. I talked about how you're freaking brand new. You have the opportunity of earning a paid for vehicle, especially if you have VIP periods. You're enrolling at like regardless in your VIPs. That's going to help you be more on that list to earn that vehicle. And not only that, working towards 4K, working towards 12K, and then everything that you've done and your team's doing since July 1st, there is no reason you should be counting yourself out. And so with that being said, I'm going to dissect that a little bit in my posting. So what I talked about in my stories is there's no rank qualifications for this. There is no trial period. So if you don't know about other compensation plans and other businesses, we are the only company that has the auto bonus as the second rank in the company. And I don't want to name names, but other companies that I'm very familiar with, that I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with, it's either their sixth rank in the company. It's either you have to have a 90-day trial period of maintaining a rank before you can even have access to earning a vehicle. Even though you earned it, you have to wait 90 days to make sure you've maintained your rank for 90 days. We don't have that over here. One, it's the second rank in our company. Two, they're eliminating that right now for everyone. Everyone has the same playing field. This is accessible for all of you. You don't have to be a 12K leader to earn this. So I am going to talk about that part. I'm going to layer those things in as a post. And for me, and I'll talk about this, like if you don't have an auto bonus car or you haven't hit 12K yet, doesn't mean you shouldn't talk about it. What I would do is I would find a picture of the car that you're manifesting or believing that you would have. What does it feel like to drive that car? What does that car look like? Find a picture of a vehicle that you want. Use that as your content photo. And then talk about these things, these bullet points. Or show a picture of you next to your car. Maybe you're not happy with the vehicle you drive. I wasn't. That's the whole reason I started this business, is because I literally couldn't afford my car payment and I was upside down in my vehicle and I needed to get rid of it. Like literally was like the worst circumstances. And so I would speak into life that I would be driving a paid for vehicle. Every single post that I did on the auto bonus, the hashtag would be, I'm going to be payment free, like have a payment free car. I am a 12K leader. And I would speak it into life and dissect that in. So just because you haven't earned it doesn't mean you shouldn't speak about it. I want to challenge you guys all to do some type of post today or in your stories. I don't care. Show your face. If you haven't shown your face in your stories in a while, do that and talk about that. Go look at mine if you need to have some inspo or some ideas. But that's all I have today. If you haven't here, pretty much what I just explained. And then I'm just making sure I haven't lost any questions really quick. Yes, I love that, Kayla. That's so good, being a part of those type of groups that fit your niche. So if you guys need help with any of these areas or questions or anything like that, just let me know. But I hope y'all had an amazing morning, amazing time doing this. And I know it wasn't super IPA based. Well, it was, but it's in a different way to help you guys just have more tips and tricks and stuff like that. So hope you guys have a beautiful day, babes.